Hello, today I'm going to be presenting Web Programming Team Number Five's Assignment 3, which was a puzzle game using JavaScript. Okay, these were our team assignments throughout the project. I, Ulysses Adams, was the leader, designer, coder, tester. Junghyun Kim was the designer, coder, and tester, and Shub was also a coder, programmer, and tester. So throughout this project, we all had similar roles when it came to coding, and we all had equal input when it came to the direction of the project. So this is my DevOps methodology slide, and throughout the project, we all used this methodology. We embraced key principles of the DevOps methodology through daily meetings that foster collaboration and agility. It ensured quick adaptation to changes. Um, Through the use of this methodology, we saw continuous integration, continuous deployment, which is one of the principles of the methodology, and it was evident in many of the automated pipelines for regular integration throughout the project, such as us just adding features and being able to get quick responses because we all knew what we were working on. Me and my team would communicate daily through Discord about the progress, and we made sure to update each other about our goals. Some of the goals that we heavily focused on were the extra features and the board game's overall functionality, which was very important when it came to this project. Um, the methodology prioritized aligning daily tasks with the project's overarching goals and fostering collaborative efforts to optimize software development efficiency throughout the duration of the project.
Hello, my name is Junghyun Kim. Throughout the project, we had daily meetings to foster collaboration and agility, ensuring swift adaptation to changes. Effective communication played a pivotal role in streamlining build processes, testing, and development deployment in my JavaScript game project. In our meetings, discussed remaining requirements and provided updates on the code I committed to completing. This approach allowed me to make agile decisions, ensuring constant awareness of team members'
I'm Shabong, and I'm going to be covering the DevOps methodology section. So while coding the JavaScript game with my team, I implemented the DevOps methodology to enhance efficiency. Embracing daily meetings, I fostered collaboration and agility, ensuring a quick response to evolving requirements. Recognizing the team's needs, I took a proactive role, offering assistance wherever required, and we were able to make our project piece by piece through the use of Discord channels to communicate and GitHub to see the progress we've made on our version control. And this approach allowed us to focus on filling gaps in our project and collectively achieving our goals, creating a cohesive and productive development environment.
This is just a little code breakdown of the code that was found in our project. For the project, we used a majority JavaScript just for the basis and the logic for the puzzle game, and many of the functionalities that we implemented later on, such as the extra features, were made through the use of JavaScript. We found this a lot easier to use than some of the other tools that we had been allowed to use throughout the other projects, such as PHP. Um, and throughout the project, we also used HTML, and we used this to just make the web page look nice. We used it to create the board overall, the 16 by 16 board, and we also made it look a lot nicer and more clean through the use of HTML and CSS. We use CSS to make the game look better and more put together. And we also added some neat transformations and animations within our project, such as one of the extra features that we added was the sliding feature, which makes it so that the blocks don't just instantly teleport to the empty tile, and instead they appear to be sliding down. Some of the project challenges that we came to find while developing the game were the board game sizing. At first, we had difficulty making the board game the right proportions, but we fixed this later through the implementation of a more rigid sizing system within our HTML and JavaScript code. We made all 16 tiles uniform and made sure that the background images that we chose to make the game look better and unique was proportioned correctly inside of them as well. When we first started developing and we had a general idea of the board, for some reason it wasn't coming out as squares, but we quickly came to fix that, and we were also able to figure out how to get the background image to fit inside of the squares and tiles as well. Another challenge that we ran into were the extra features. We had difficulty with the extra features that the project demanded. I think we were given a list of around 6-8 extra features, but we got through this through diligence. It took us a while to be able to get them fully implemented into our game, and we were able to implement a handful of the ones listed inside of the rubric inside of the game. So another difficulty that we found throughout the project was the implementation of moving pieces. Getting the pieces to move how we wanted proved to be more difficult than we had expected, but we ended up using separate methods for each movement. We had a method for left, right, up, and down. At the beginning, we thought that we could all just put it into one movement, and we found that it was just easier to separate them, and we found that it was more successful when implementing that style of code into the game, and we figured that out pretty early into our development. Now, some of our project goals that we wanted to achieve within the time span that we had were an interactive user interface. We wanted the users to have a more compelling UI that was both pleasing to look at and user-friendly. I believe we achieved this just through the simplicity of the user interface, and the board looks very good in my opinion. The tiles are put together nicely, and we have a good looking background to help just make it more unique. We wanted to focus on the game itself being easy to use, and I believe we achieved that with the simplicity and functionality of the board. Allowing users to move multiple squares at a time made the game feel less rigid overall, and I believe that was a key feature into making our game what we had envisioned at the start of this project when we were assigned it. Another feature that we wanted, and one that we found pretty important, was replayability. We wanted our game to be something that people could replay as much as they wanted to, and I believe we achieved this by the randomizer shuffle button, which made every game unique and different from the last. Basically, when you hit shuffle, it just randomly puts the tiles into different portions of the board game, meaning that if you press that, it'll be completely different from the last game that you played movement-wise or move-wise, but it'll be the same general idea. Now to the user requirements that we have. There weren't really a lot when it came to this game. It was pretty simple and intuitive, I feel like. But for the user input, a user will be prompted with a 4x4 puzzle that has one piece of the board missing, and they will be expected to move the free pieces or row/columns of the free tile to make the numbers in order of 1 to 15, and once the numbers are 1 through 15, the clear picture of the image will be outputted for them to see. And expected output for the user: once a user moves the piece, it will move to the empty tile and leave back an empty tile from where it moved. And once the numbers are in order of 1 through 15, the user will be prompted that they have won the game and are given the option to reset via the reset button. Now to the design overview of our project. For our project, we chose to use the standard 4x4 board with movable tiles that allows the user to piece by piece put them in order to complete the game. The movable tiles were pivotal in the development of the game, and the movable rows and columns proved to make the game easier for the user to play. The shuffle button that we place below the puzzle makes it so the game is unique every time that the user feels as if they want to restart and try a different approach. And we also implemented highlighted blocks that show the user which available moves they have within the confines of the 4x4 grid. This is just an early UML diagram that we created when we were first coming to the design of the project. As you can see, everything goes back to the board, which is the most important feature within the project. The board is made up of tiles and a background. Some of the key features that we wanted to implement were also featured in this, such as the highlighted movable squares, the move buttons, and the shuffle feature. As you can see, the move buttons are broken into a left, right, up, and down method, which we used to help create the tiles movability. And yeah, this is the UML diagram that we used. Now, this is just a project preview that I wanted to show you guys before we got into the demo and some code snippets. As you can see to the left, we have the unscrambled puzzle, and that's basically what is prompted to the user when they first head to the web page and before they press the shuffle button. As you can see, all the movable tiles and rows and columns are highlighted, meaning that the user is able to move those to the empty tile. And the picture to the right is an image after it's been shuffled. And I'll go more into the features that we've shown later in the demo, but this is just an idea as to what we've created. I'm going to show you guys some highlights within our code that I wanted to point out. At the very top left, you can see that this is the basis for the puzzle area, or the board, that would later be filled up by tiles and images to create the background. The bottom right here is the basis of the shuffle button that we wanted to implement. This code right here just goes through the shuffle puzzle, which is a method featured within the button, and when you press it, it shuffles the tiles randomly and creates a new experience for the user every time. It does this by changing the space and the y, the space of the x and the space of the y of the tiles randomly until the for loop ends, and it runs for 300 times. So each time it runs, it just moves the tile, completely changing the pattern of the tiles until it's something completely random. The very middle method here, or the middle methods, are the movement methods that I was talking about earlier into this video. As you can see, we have a function left, function right, function up and down, and they all have the same basis. We changed the tile movement by initializing the x and y coordinates of the tiles, and if there's a movable space, then it'll allow us to go to this if statement right here and move the tile. If not, it'll be a -1 and we won't be able to move it. The top right is one of the extra features that we wanted to implement inside of the game, and that is the notification when the user is finished. And we split it up into three methods, but they all build up to be the pop-up that you get at the top of your screen, which I'll demonstrate inside of the demo. And this right here is the JavaScript logic of this code, creating the board game. It makes everything look nicer, or just not nicer, but it makes everything more proportionate, and it's the basis for our board, which we were having trouble with until we came to this conclusion right here. And at the very bottom of it, you can see that this is the basis for the shuffle button. And basically, we use the onClick function to signify that the user wants to use the shuffle puzzle method and then the method is shuffled. Not the method, the tiles are shuffled. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a demonstration of our 15 puzzle game. This is what the user is prompted with when they first get into the screen. And as you can see, all the tiles that can be moved have been highlighted. And let me show you guys a quick demonstration of the shuffle button as well. As you can see, every time you press the shuffle button, the screen will be reorganized into a completely different pattern than before. And this was something that we wanted to highlight just because it is important for replayability. And now I'm going to show you guys some of the functions of our puzzle. As you can see, you can move the tiles one by one. Let me move this over here. You can move them column or column and rows. And let me move that. Yep. I also wanted to show you guys a quick demonstration of the pop-up that you get when you complete the game. And I'm just going to do that by simply doing this and fixing it. There we go. Winner, shuffle, play again. And once you press the OK, it goes away and the screen returns back to normal. You can press shuffle again to play. And yep, this is our game. And that's basically all the features that we've implemented so far. It was a busy week for everybody involved in the project, so this was about as good as we could try for the project. Yep. Alright, thank you, and have a great day.